Learning styles. Do students learn according to a certain style of learning? Some students need to listen to a lecture. Some students need to listen to music and songs about their lesson. Some students need to read a textbook and write what they've learned. Take notes, write about what they've learned. Other students are visual learners. They need to see a video example to learn, or watch a movie to learn about the subject that they're learning. Some students are kinesthetic learners. They need to do something with a physical activity connected to what they're learning. For example, coming up to the board. My class, I try to get them up to the board as often as possible. It just helps them get them up, get them awake, and get them moving. Other ones need to do something physical connected to the lesson in order for them to learn. There are numerous learning strategies. The students that need to listen to a lecture can just sit and not take notes, and they can just listen. The students that need music and songs, I will put on a video sometimes for my students about the ABCs, about sight words, things like that. And when there's songs, they tend to pay attention a little more. Not everyone, but some of the students. Some students also read a textbook and they can write down what they've learned, and then they can read over it later. That helps that type of a learner. The visual learners need to strictly see videos or movies about what they've learned. Now, there are numerous other strategies for learning. There is rereading. There's been studies done that they will read 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and they will omit some of the things that were read in the lesson, and then they will be tested and see what is learned. There is also imagery learning, where some students will picture what they've read in a book or a text in their minds. Other ones will use actual imagery. They will write down what they've learned. Now, these are just examples of some other learning. Another method is keyword. This article refers to learning French and links a familiar English word with a French word, le cliff, and I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it correctly in French, but le cliff with the word cliff in English. Dentist with la dent. And they can picture a dentist, or a dentist with a drill in their hand was what the article referred to. Another type of learning is highlighting and highlighting and underlining. So with highlighting, you can read the text only, one group. The next group can read the text and highlight and underline some of the text. The last group was highlighting, underlining as much as they wanted. Now, with all of that being said, at the end of the testing, there was not much of a difference. For example, with the highlighting group, they all tested exactly the same or very close to the same. So the point of all of this is that the learning styles is a myth. From everything, the 2 articles I compared, as well as the 3rd article in our text, they all compared the different learning styles, and they were all tested to see if, in fact, learning styles worked. Well, if you use a certain kind of a learning style and say you are that type of a learner only, you're losing out if you don't have that availability to learn in that way. You must be flexible in the classroom, out of the classroom, on your job site. Wherever you're learning, you must be flexible to learn in the way it's being presented to you, so you are going to be more successful. If you don't learn that way, in the way that they're teaching you, you are going to lose out. You can't be strict and the only type of learning is a kinesthetic learner. You might not have the availability to do that. You cannot just learn in a visual way. If that's not how it's being presented to you, you cannot just sit there and not learn, whether it be in a classroom, in 1st grade, middle school, high school, college, or a work atmosphere. You must be flexible and adapt to the way that you're being taught. in order to get the most out of your learning. And that will hold true with your entire life. If you're flexible and you can adapt to how you're learning, then in that way, you will be able to be more successful in your learning. You will be more successful in life. You'll be more successful in school. You must be flexible in the way that you learn. The way it's being presented, you must adapt to that and not be so strict where you only learn in a certain way. Thank you.